Hello, little people. Today we will explain what's going on with 2.4, which is factorizing. Okay. So before, let's try to remember that how we were expanding the brackets. It's over here. You see, we are expanding the brackets here. Some of you may remember that in order to expand the brackets, we take the guy which is out of the brackets. In this example, it's a, and the last example, it is negative a, as you can see. And we take that guy and multiply it with the every member in the parentheses, every member in the bracket. So in the first example, we take A, we multiply it with 3. That's why we got 3A. And then we take A, we multiply it with M. That's why we have 3M. That's it. Next example, we take A, multiply it with 3A multiplied by M, 3M. And the difference between the first and second example, you see that in the first example, M is plus M. There is plus M. That's why we multiply A with plus M. So A is positive, M is positive because we say it's plus M. You see, both of them are positive, and the result, that's why the result is positive. So we have plus 3M. In the second example, we have A and minus M. So A is positive, but minus M is negative. That's why it is minus 3M. In the last example, our A is negative. You see, A is negative. So we got A times 3, it's 3A. But A was negative, so that's why it is minus 3A. A times M, A times M is AM. But A is negative and M is negative. So negative times negative, we remember negative times negative times negative is positive. You can think of like this, negative times negative. Two things, you can do it, and that's why they become positive. Okay? So negative A times minus M will be plus. So that's why we have plus. I wrote 3M actually. It should be plus AM, AM, and AM. All of them are AM. There is no 3M. Sorry for my mistake. Okay? That's it. And now we have a following question. What if they give us the right-hand side? This is a right-hand side, right? This is right-hand side. And they want us to come up with this part, the left-hand side. So, in other words, what if they give us this 3A plus AM, and they want us to write what what it would look like with parentheses. You see, it's already expanded form. There is no parentheses, right? There is no brackets. And they want us to find out what that would look like with the brackets. From our example, we already know that that's equal to A times 3 plus M because, well, this is the first example, right? We already know it. But if we didn't know it, how we could come up with this answer? Okay. That's something that we will learn today and in this video, I mean. And there are some steps. You see, in as in any other video, we have the steps to find it out. Okay. So the steps to find it out is first we gotta find LCM. Then we're gonna take LCM out of the parentheses or out of the brackets. Then we will divide each part with that LCM. Okay, that's it. It looks scary, but we'll work on the example together and you will see what's going on. Okay, so the LCM is the guy that, what is LCM? LCM is the guy that we can divide it by both parts, right? So we'll look at the first one. This is 3A. We'll look at the second one. This is AM. So LCM, what is C in LCM? C is common, right? LCM. I don't know what is L. I don't know what's M, right? It's not like I'm a math teacher. I should know what's L and M, but I know what is C. C is common. Okay. So in order to find LCM with this type of weird variables, because normally we know how to find LCM with numbers, right? You know how to find LCM in between 24 and 18. Okay, you know how to do it. But with these variables, you don't know, right? So what if you have to find LCM with variables? We're gonna do nothing. We will just look at the common variables. So what is a common thing in 3A and AM. Well, they both have A. That's it. We found LCM. Okay. Now, we got to take it out of the parentheses. So it is already out of the parentheses. So I'm just going to have a parenthesis. Okay. So as you can see now, I started the parenthesis after A. So that means that A is out of the parenthesis or out of the bracket. So second step is already done. Third step is dividing each term. So we should know from 2.1 that terms are 3A and AM, right? We got to divide each term by LCM, and LCM was A, right? By the thing which is outside of the bracket. So we're going to divide 3A by A, everything. We will divide all of them by A. So we are dividing 3A by A. What happens? A, we got 3. Good. We're gonna divide AM by A. So AM by A, we got M. Okay. And we got plus in between. So it's just gonna be plus. Done. You see? A times 3 plus M. We got exactly what we had in the left-hand side. Okay. Now let's jump into the questions. Factorize. We're gonna choose, let's say part F. We're gonna choose part G, and we're gonna choose part D. Okay, let's go. And part H. So let's do part F first. So we got 12y plus 9x. So that's equal to first step. Remember the steps. We gotta find LCM. So there are variables y and x, but they are not the same. They are not common. So we know that they are not common. So there will not be out of the parenthesis. There will be inside. So we got numbers 12 and 9. We're going to find the LCM in between 12 and 9. You can work on it. It will be 2, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1. Okay. And for 9, you will have 3, 3, 3, 1. So we find the LCM, tuck, tuck, LCM is 3. Or you can see that 12 and 9, the common thing is 3. Both of them are divisible by 3. Okay, you can do it by not doing a lot of work and trying to find out what the LCM is. You can directly see that 3 is the highest number, which is divisible by both. So first step is done. Second step is just opening the bracket, done. Third step is dividing both terms. So this is term 1, term 2, by 3. So we're going to divide 12y by 3. So tuck, tuck, we have 4 here. So the answer is 4y. Second term, 9x divided by 3. Tuck, tuck, we got 3 here. Answer is 3x. And what we have here is plus 3x. So part F is done. You see? Easy. Now let's go for part G for fun. Let me do it. Okay, good. So part G. 8xy minus 4y. So we find LCM. First of all, we see that y is already common. So it's in the pocket. Okay, y is already common. And from 8 and 4, we see that you can find the LCM as well, but you see that 4 is divisible by 4 of them, by both of them, 8 and 4. So from 8 and 4, I got 4. From xy and y, I got y. So 4y is common. I open the bracket, second step. I divide 8xy by 4y. So y's are simplified. 4 and 8 are simplified, and we got 2 because 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I got 2x. 2x. And now the second term is 4y, right? 4y divided by 4y because our LCM is 4y. Y canceled, 4 canceled. There is nothing. That's why the answer is 1. So basically 4y divided by 4y is 1, right? So 2x and 1. And what do we have here? We have minus. So 2x minus 1. Okay? That's the part 2. Sorry, G. And now we'll go for D. Let me just for D, we got 12n minus 15n squared. Again, with n and n squared, I know that n is common. both of them are divisible by n. And from 12 and 15, I know that 3 is common, right? 3 is the highest common thing. So I got common as 3 and n. I don't need n. Okay. I know that n is common from n and n squared, and 3 is common from 12 and 15. So now first step is done. Now I open the bracket. And now I'm going to third step. Third step was divide each term by LCM. So our LCM is 3n, sorry. I will divide each term. So 12n divided by 3n. So n canceled. 12 by 3 is 4. So just 4. 15n squared divided by 3n. So n is canceling this guy. Why? Let me explain. Let me write it in this way. For example, that would be better to see, because n squared technically is n times n, right? N squared is nothing but n times n. So 15n squared divided by 3n is the same thing as 15. Instead of n squared, I would say n times n. Okay, and then 3n. So you see that this n in denominator cancels only one of the n's in n squared, because n squared has two n's. So one n in denominator cancels one of them only. Then 3 simplified by 15, and we have 5. So the result is 5 and n. So 5n, 5n, 4 and 5n. And what we got here? We got minus. So 4 minus 5. Done. And now let's do part H as well. Tac, 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 tac. Let me. Oppa. Part H. We got 15z plus 10yz. I already see that this z is common. And from 15 and 10, I know that 5 is common. So I got 5 and z. First step is done. I open the bracket. Second step is done. And now I'm going to divide 15z by 5z. So z's are done. 15, 5, I got 3. So 3. And I'm going to divide 10yz by 5z. Z's are done. 5, 10, I got 2. So I got 2, not just 2, y. So 2y and 3. And what we got here? We got plus. That's it. You see? Easy. Now let's do another type of a question. Okay, I'm not sure we're gonna do question 16 as well, but so this is question 13 from Learning Book. Again, we are only solving the problems from Learner's Book now. So the diagram has two rectangles. We see that we got two rectangles. The area of rectangle A, so A, let me write it as area A is what? 2a squared plus 18a, right? And let's write an expression for length of a first, then we will go for b, okay? So we gotta find an expression for length of a. I know that if I look at a, length of a, length of a is equal to its width, not sorry, not length of a, area of a. Area of A is equal to its width times its length, right? So area of A is the same thing as its length times its width. And we already know its width. It's given here. It's 2a. And we already know what's area of A. Area of A is 2a squared plus 18a. That is equal to, this is area of A. That's equal to length of A. I don't know what is that. So length times its width. Width, I know, it's 2a. Okay, I just need to find what's length. And now I notice something. I notice that we are in factorizing section, right? So maybe I need to try to factorize this thing, 2a plus 18a. So 2a squared plus 18a. And we will see what happens, okay? So when I factorize, again, remember, we have to find the common things. We know that from 2 and 18, 2 is common. From a squared and a is common. right? Because a squared has two a's, a has only one a, so both of them has at least one a. 2 and a are common. First step is done. Now I open the bracket and I will divide both parts by 2a, right? So 2a squared divided by 2a, it's the same thing as 2a times a, because a times a is a squared, divided by 2a. The 2's canceled, a's canceled. I only have a now. I'm only left with a. And then 18a divided by 2a. I'm dividing both parts by 2a, right? So a, 12, 2 and 18, we got 9. So a and 9. And what do we got in between? We got plus, a plus 9. So I see that this expression, 2a squared plus 18a, is what? It's area, right? And that expression can be factorized as 2a multiplied by a plus 9. So if 2a was width, a plus 9 has to be the length. So length is a plus 9. Why? Because area is equal to width times length, right? And I know that it's equal to 2a times a plus 9. And I know that 2a is width. It's given. Then a plus 9 has to be length. Length, yes. That's it. Goodie. I think you can do part B yourself. And yeah, the last question is also the exact same. Then we will do part B for fun. So part B, we got perimeter of triangle, right? So perimeter is what? Perimeter is everything just summing up, added by each other, right? So we got its width. Width is 3D plus its length. Length, I don't know. I will just call it L. Plus, because we have two width and two length, right? Plus another width, which is again 3D, plus another length. So perimeter is what? Perimeter is 60, 3D is 60, plus LL 2L, right? But I don't know what's L. Also, I know that. So this is perimeter, right? Perimeter. Also, I know that perimeter also is given here, right? Perimeter is given as 14D minus 10C. So now I know that this 14D minus 10C is the same thing as 6D plus 2L, right? I need to find what's L. So let's just put our D's on the one side of the equation. So it will be what? Let me just delete this part. So I'm going to put our D's in one side of equation and L and C on the second side of the equation. So actually, no, let's have L in only one side and delete everything else. Maybe that would work better actually. So now I have 14D minus 10C minus 6D, because I took this 60 to the other side of equation. That's why it's minus now. Minus 60 is the same thing as 2L. Now, 14D minus 60, 14D minus 60, it will be 8D minus 10C is the same thing as 2L. 2L is just 2 times length, okay, because I just called length as L. So if 2 times of length is equal to 8D and minus 10C, then 1 times of length is just half of it, right? 1 times of length is half of it. So half of 8D is 4D minus half of 10C is 5C is equal to half of 2 times of length is just a normal length. That's it. So normal length is TH. Normal length is 4D minus 5C. Done? Now let's do some interesting questions. I'll have to check my phone for those questions. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just 2 more exercises and then the video will be done. Okay. One of the exercises says we have to factorize this. 3a squared minus 8a. Another one is 9u minus uv. Okay, let's do those as well. So we see that from 3 and 8, nothing is common. 8 isn't divided by 3, nothing is common. But from a and a squared, we have a is common because a is in a squared and a is in a. And then we open the bracket, again, second step. And now we're going to divide each term by a. So 3a squared, because we have a as LCM, right? 3a squared divided by a. So a's are canceled. You know what? Why I did it, right? Because 3a squared is the same thing as 3a squared is the same thing as 3 times a divided by just a. So we only got 3a. So you see, we got 3a. So 3a. And now let's divide 8a by a. So we see a's are simplified. So we got just 8. 3a and 8. And what do we have in between? In between, we have this. So done. This question is done. Next one. 9u minus uv. What's common? Just u is common. So we got u. First step is done. We open the bracket. Second step is done. And now 9u divided by u is you cancel out the u's. It's equal to 9. It's equal to 9. uv divided by sorry, uv divided by u's are cancelled. The answer is v. And what do we have in between? We have just one minus. So the answer will be u times 9 minus v. Done. Bye bye. See you at the next class.